Hey guys, so we have had a load of questions in the Ask Sara opportunity that we put out. So if you weren't following, last week we had some huge announcements in changes to the business. The biggest one being that yours truly is back in the driving seat as the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. So I'm back, as you keep hearing me on all of the Crafters TV shows going, I'm back. But loads of people had questions. And instead of just piecemeal asking them in the middle of shows, we put a question box opportunity out there. And we said to people, you've got any questions, ask me and I'll do a big answer. So this is me going through all of the questions that you guys have asked and answering as many of them as possible. I've had a quick scour through. Some of them are relating to business. Some of them are relating to craft. Some of them are relating to things going on at Crafters Companion. So I'm just going to try and work my way through them, as many as possible. But this doesn't have to be the end. So there was a lot of questions came in. So the team have kind of pulled me together. Here's a good cross section without kind of mirroring. So we've had the same question asked in three slightly different ways from three people. They've just given me one of them. So I think we've covered every topic that people have asked about across all of these. But if you feel like we haven't asked your question, we're going to keep the opportunities out there for people to ask the questions. And then I want to be really transparent with our customers, because at the end of the day, this won't work without you guys. So our main priority here, the big thing that I was always about when I ran the business before, is I wanted to put the customer at the absolute heart of everything we did. Loads of businesses say it. I don't see many businesses actually following through on it. So my big commitment is I'm going to talk the talk, but I'm going to walk the walk as well. And hopefully in some of the actions that you'll see that we'll start to put into place as soon as this week, you will see us actually walking the walk and putting you guys at the middle of every decision that we make. And everything we'll do, it'll be because it's right for you guys, okay? So, good. Sorry if I keep knocking the table. You know what I'm like, I kind of sit still. My hands are always wobbling. So, you have to excuse me. I'm in a fancy posh hotel room for the night. I am here, there and everywhere this week. So I'm just travelling a lot, but answering all of your questions. I've got my computer here, got them all down, and I want to go through as many as possible. So, first one. Elaine, will you be bringing craft-alongs back with guests? Yes, this is a huge thing that I want to go back to, Elaine. We used to have different shows that meant different things and had different special things about them. And one of the things was our craft-alongs. We always had a couple of guests that used to craft along live with us from wherever they were in the world. Now, the problem we did have is we don't get a lot of people volunteering to come and craft along with us. So actually we had a problem with enough volunteers. So we kept having to have the same people over and over again. So as long as we've got plenty of volunteers, I've committed to the team the spend required to put the technology back in. That's the other problem. It was quite expensive to do from a technology standpoint, and that was cut in some cost-cutting exercises last year. I've undone that cut. Well, I haven't undone it. I've authorised the spend to go ahead from a technology standpoint, which means that we will have the facility when we have to do some craft-alongs to bring customers in. What I need from you guys is some volunteers. So it's going to be back on you now, right? Next one's from Julie. What's the best type of glue to use that won't cause paper or card to ripple and spoil the finish? Or am I hoping for too much and it depends on the quality of the card and paper? It does to an extent. What I would say is, I find if I use any type of PVA, the paper ripples when it's got a wet glue in like that. The one that it never does this with, oh, I've got the pointy finger out, the Collal All-Purpose. The Collal All-Purpose, the clear one. Yeah, not the tacky glue. The tacky glue is more like operating like a PVA. The all-purpose is the clear one. You put it on the back, you have the maneuverability, and it will not ripple your paper, right? That and tape pens. That gives you the maneuverability. Tape pens is an instant stick. Feels to me like someone needs a glue school in. So I think we might have to see how soon we can get a glue school scheduled in. It was a brilliant show we used to do. Leanne used to lead it quite a lot because she's like the queen of all things sticky. So we will look to see if we can get a glue school scheduled in, but hopefully that answered your question. Right. This next one is Alison. Could you please do more shows using the Ultimate Pro? I know it's capable of so much more than all of the basic cards and boxes. you know that's my heartland. That is the one product that I love more than anything else. I always do a really big show every birthday week on the Ultimate Pro. What I will say is all of the other shows I've done are still there. So if you haven't watched them, it was Alison, wasn't it? If you haven't watched them all, Alison, go and have a little look. What we need to get better at is signposting those shows. So maybe we need to find where I've done, because I must have done at least half a dozen 2-hour shows over the last couple of years, just on the Ultimate Pro, with some really advanced techniques, and they're brilliant shows. But if we can't find them and signpost you to them, then they're no good. So I think I need to take away as an action point, and please someone remind me that we need to signpost those shows better. But absolutely, I'd love to do another show on the Ultimate Pro. It's my favourite product, hands down. It's like my third child. But we will absolutely signpost you to the ones that we've done in the past. Right. Sara, this is from Annie, this one. Good to see you back. You have many interests based on your books and info I have seen. When you sit down to craft just for fun, what is your favourite? I've watched you for a while and your level of excitement seems to always be on high. Is there some craft technique that you love above the others? Right, so are we talking just paper craft, Annie, and the stuff that Crafters Companion does, or are we talking wider crafts? Because if I go just paper craft, within a paper craft capacity, construction is the thing that I love. So whereas Leanne's really big into her colouring and Craig loves his I suppose Craig does a lot of construction actually, but in a different way to me. I love the scoreboards. So I love seeing a really advanced folded card and working out how to do it on the Ultimate or on the Scoremaster, and then teaching everyone that. That is my heartland. I remember once seeing someone had done this really advanced, it was like a big company had produced an advent calendar with different size boxes in, and I invented how I wanted to do that in 3D on the Ultimate and then designed it. That's what I'm good at. It's the engineering brain. I get it from my dad. So construction is the bit that I love. In terms of what crafts, I don't know if you're asking outside of paper craft, I do love a little bit of all sorts. I love the variety. You'll see on my Instagram, I do everything from macrame, crochet, origami type stuff, flower making. I do love flower making. I really enjoy flower making in all different types, using different types of paper and foam. I love flower making. There's lots of different crafts, and I think it's the variety that I do love about it. So, but watch this space, because we're working on bringing a lot of other product in with a lot of other different crafts as well. So there's a lot of really exciting stuff to come. Right. Jennifer, what are some exciting things coming this year? Well, if I told you that, Jennifer, I'd have to kill you. What I would say is there is a lot of stuff that I've always dreamed of being able to do in the business, and for many different reasons we haven't been able to do them, whether they've been too expensive for us to build the tech to do that, or we just haven't had the manpower and the resource, or maybe in some cases I was just streets ahead of my time and I was wanting to do something the market wasn't ready for. We have had that in the past. But now I think this is the first time I've been in the driving seat as CEO of the business. For those of you that have been with us a long time, my husband was always the CEO of the business. I just did all the fun stuff, the product, the market and the sales. He did all the decision making, CEO type stuff. And I'm like, I can do this. You know, I want to be in ultimate control. And so the management team are reporting into me, and I'm in ultimate control. So there are quite a lot of things that I want to do. Biggest things, the biggest innovations and ways we're pushing forward are around technology relating to our customers. So there are 2 or 3 big initiatives that I've really wanted to do, which are things which no other craft companies offer in terms of some level of service and support with their customer. And that is the stuff you will absolutely categorically love us for. And I know a lot of you love us a lot already, even when we haven't been the best, you know, to deal with for the last 12 months. I'm going to put that right. And then I'm going to do some awesome stuff where you guys just go, wow, this is why we love Sara. This is why we love Crafters Companion. This is why they're the best craft company in the world. So watch this space. I'm doing all of that, right? Right, we've got one here from Claire. Welcome back, Sara. Could you do a show dedicated to making more complex gift bags and boxes using the scoreboard? I remember years ago making triangle boxes, wraparound boxes, bottle boxes, etc. with the scoreboard, but have forgotten how to do it. Thanks, from Claire. Very similar to the question I had earlier, which was from, what was it? From Alison, who asked about the Ultimate Pro. Yes, that is, I love that you guys are asking me about stuff that is my heartland. I can plan that. We'll have to work out, we could do like a whole weekend of construction, couldn't we? I wonder if we do them as craft alongs. I wonder if we do them as masterclasses. I'm conscious that I'm quite a fast crafter. So if you notice, they don't put me down for craft alongs on the schedule, because when I've taught classes, everybody said I'm really frustrating because I go too fast, and I'm just too fast for our customers. And I can't help it. I just do everything fast. So I always think, well, I'd rather do a 2-hour short and teach you 3 or 4 big projects, and you can pause me when you're doing it at home, than do it slowly with me. And I've just got no patience. And those of you who know me well will know that, and you'll have had a bit chuckle there. So what I would say is, yes, watch this space. I can absolutely do that. I've done some amazing content. The DVDs I've recorded over the years are honestly just colossal. The content that's on them is off the chart, and it's all there nice and slow, step by step, with all of these advanced gift boxes. So I just wonder how we look at making that available for you all. Like, leave that on with me. I'm going to have to watch this video back so that I remember all the stuff I've promised. If you're somebody watching this and you know me well, make sure you send me an email or whatever with this so that you know I know what I've promised, right? Right, this one is from Hilary. I'd like to start card crafting, making my own cards. What is the best way to start as a beginner? Right, we've got lots of people in the same boat as you, Hilary, and the team that we have, brilliant marketing team, they've been hearing all of these requests, and they've been collating all of the data from you over the last year, and as a result of that, they've put together a series for beginners, and it really is absolute beginners. So starting right from the beginning, adhesive. What is this type of adhesive? Why? When do I use this? What's the best for this? If I'm starting making a card, how can I get started? So they planned a whole series out, and I recorded that with them before Christmas, and that has just launched. So it's a series on YouTube. We've got a number of blogs that have gone out. So if you aren't already kind of checking out what's on our YouTube channel and you aren't checking the blogs, go and have a little look, because in the blogs you'll find all of the access to that sort of stuff. It just went live in the last week though, so it's literally brand new, right? What is the favourite thing you have made and your favourite craft? From Emma. So I did some pretty awesome crafts at Christmas. I don't know how many of you were following a lot of my socials over Christmas, but I did some really awesome stuff. The big bauble wreath that I did that went viral. I did some IKEA hacks where we upcycled some cheap stuff from IKEA and made it really great. So I've done a lot of different things. Christmas is my favourite time of year to craft. So I did get carried away and did a lot of crafty stuff over Christmas. So there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm loving, tell you one thing I was loving, I did a project earlier in the year where I got some spray. I saw this technique where you have spray paint, which is oil based, and you spray it onto water. So because you've got the water, which is water based, and the oil sits on the top. So you spray different types of spray paint on, get a marble effect, and then I had a vase and I dipped the vase in it. Oh my God, it looked amazing. Right, then I did it with some pumpkins in autumn because it looked great. So I thought, well, there was just some cheap pottery pumpkins. I think I got them from the range, dipped them, looked brilliant. So then at Christmas I had some old baubles that were like plain. So what I did was I just got and I dipped the baubles, and they look brilliant. So marbling I've had a lot of fun with. So yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Right, then let's have a little look. So next one from Jennifer. What changes will you be making to Club Inspire? Right, I've had a lot of questions around this. I believe the teams last year put a call out and did a big survey asking about Club Inspire. And I'll be really honest, the management team that we were in last year were very questioning of my Club Inspire, and were concerned that we just gave. It was just give, and we give too much. You know, we gave too much in the way of discounts and service levels and shipping threshold. It was just too much giving, and the margin cost was too high. And my argument's always been, but it's a system whereby the more loyal people are, the more you reward them. So yes, we giving, but these are the people who are giving us their custom. So surely you should reward the people who are loyal to you the most. That's how I think it should work. So my understanding was they were looking to make some changes at Club Inspire last year, and thankfully they weren't made, and it was going to be maybe a little bit of a scaling back. So maybe some of the language you've heard and something I think has set the cat among the pigeons and got people worrying. I came in and I've put a kibosh on everything from last year. I've said no. I said we can make changes to Club Inspire, but only if they are improvements. So we are in no way taking things away from our customers. Absolutely, categorically not. These are the most loyal people. They've stuck with us through thick and thin. The last thing we do is take something away from them. We've already not treated them brilliantly for the last, year, couple of years or whatever. Now we're just going to give back to them. So yes, we've had a big meeting last week. A lot of initiatives that we're talking about around what can we do to Club Inspire, but to make it better, even better than it already is. At the moment, I personally think it's probably the best craft club in the world, really, in terms of what you get for what it is. And I think we can make it even better. And people kind of maybe don't understand why I would make it better when it costs us a lot of money and we give a lot of margin away and whatnot. But I just think, do you know what? These are the heart of the business, these customers. So we're going to keep giving. So Club Inspire will be changing, but only it'll not be changing, it'll be evolving and getting some extra perks. That's all that'll happen. We'll not take anything away. You heard it from me, from the horse's mouth. It's only going to get better, right? Next one from Jennifer. Do you plan to get the customers more involved in shaping the future of Crafters Companion? So my head of marketing, well, she's actually head of customer experience, Joanne, brilliant, right? She is all about, Sara, we listen to the customers. They will tell us. They're not sure. She said this, she's only been in the business a few months. She was like, wow, they're not shy, your customers, are they not? They're not backwards and coming forwards. They'll tell you when they don't agree with something, and they'll tell you what they think about stuff. I said, yes, Jo, that's my customers. So she said, she thinks we should have some sort of forum where the customers, and we can have representatives from the customer base that are the voice of the customer within Crafters Companion, and they play a big part in the decision-making process. So Joanne is looking at how we can implement that within the business and have the customers be the voice. So a select, we can't have all of you, because if I had all of you and I had tens of thousands of people, it would just be overwhelming and we could never wade through that. But if we can have representatives that are representing different groups of customers that can feed back to us in a forum way, then we can always hear what the customers think. So I've probably overstepped there and said too much, but I've said it now, and that's what Joanne's working on. Right, Margaret's asking, will we be seeing more of you on CTV now you are back in the driving seat? Yes, you will, Margaret. I love the shows. As you see, it's the best part of my job, being in front of the customers. It doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like work. I love doing the shows, especially when I'm in with Ben. Me and Ben are such a double act. I just love it. And then especially when we get to triple hands, so like when Leanne's in as well, and when Craig's in, and the Debbies, oh God, it's just brilliant. And I love it, and it doesn't feel like work. So yes, I'll be doing a lot more of the shows. Jill, what are your ambitions for the future of Crafters Companion, and where do you see the company going? Jill, I think the sky's the limit, and I think there is so much potential, but I appreciate we are a business which operates within the niche of papercraft, and a lot of what we do is for a more enthusiast customer. Not an advanced customer always, but a customer who's really committed and enthusiastic. So a lot of what we do is focus on not just selling a product, but providing all the education and the support that goes with it, because that is the thing that we do that I think we're the best in the world at. Any customer knows any product they buy from us, they're not just buying the product, they're buying us in the product, and we'll always be there to support them. So that's really big for me, and I really want to kind of keep on that vein. So I want to focus, I want to double down in that area, but I'm very aware that I reach millions of people every week with my craft products, and they really want to know, what how to get into craft. What do you do with this? What do you do with that? How do you do this, Sarah? Show me this. So I'm going to leverage that, and I'm going to bring some of those new people on the journey. But our heartland is the people who are really enthusiast crafters in the papercraft sector. Right, this one is from Stacey. You are well known for being a dragon. I am. How can you help small crafty businesses like ours grow and be successful? That would be the perfect thing for me, would be the merger of my two worlds, would be my business advice. And I hope a lot of you are following my 6-Minute Entrepreneur series on YouTube with all of my weekly business advice that comes out. But then I would like to do some of that specific for crafting. So I met with Joanne and the team, and the marketing team, last week. And I actually asked them about this. They said we've had a lot of customers who are making to sell. And Sara, it just seems sacrilege that we've got you here and we aren't utilising you to help these customers basically build their business acumen as well. So a big part of a programme I would like to develop with the team this year is people who are making to sell. How can I support you? How can I pass on my business acumen to you to help you build your businesses? Because for a lot of you, that's what you want to go out and do there. You want to be able to give up work, or, you know, do this, take this from being a hobby to a full-time job. I can help support with that. That's the stuff I love to do. So we will be introducing, we're just working out how we can do that, but it's a big priority for Joanne and the teams on how we build that up. Right, then we've got a note from a Joe. I'll make this my last one for tonight, but I can do a few of these questions and answers, guys. So Joe's asking, there have been lots of shipping issues. What are your plans going forward to mitigate this in the future? Right now, so obviously we've got the shipping in the UK and Europe, and we've got our shipping in the US. So we have now been through and tendered with big carriers from around the world, and the shipping partners that we've settled on are the ones that we are working with. So in the US, you see that we're working with UPS, and in the UK, we work with a UK carrier. We work with a company who consolidates around different carriers. That's how we can give the best service. So we have settled on our service levels, and they are non-negotiable. So it's the service levels. We actually don't have the cheapest service with any of these companies, and we don't go with the cheapest companies. We go with the ones that give a service level that we are comfortable, that is going to give our customers what they want, but is a one that's at an affordable level. So like I said, not the cheapest, but it's the best service, and we are prepared to pay a bit of a premium for that, because I think that's what's important to people. So you'll have seen we've had shipping issues, and there's two halves to it. There's the stuff before it leaves our warehouse, and then the stuff after it leaves. So the couriers that we work with are the ones with after it leaves our warehouse. So that I'm comfortable we've settled. This, the stuff that happens in our warehouse. So there's two sides to that as well. One is the systems, and one is kind of like the people operating the systems. So we spent a lot of money over the last couple of years putting big warehouse management systems in, pick-pack facilities. It's not done by robots, but there's less opportunity for human error because we have handheld scanners now, and people have to scan barcodes of every item going into every box, whereas we used to do a lot of stuff manually, which has reduced the number of errors that we're getting. We still do get picking errors from time to time, which is what Sharon and the customer services team always pick up and look to put right. But I think hopefully those of you who've been shopping with us for a lot of years will have seen that since we put that big system in, which was about 18 months ago, we made radical steps forward in terms of our service levels prior to products leaving the warehouse, and then now we've got the right couriers in place to deliver the service after we leave the warehouse. So a big thing for me is making sure we maintain those service levels, which earns us your approval, and then we'll start and get some good reviews, and then from there we'll be able to build up. So like I said, walk the walk and talk the talk. We've been talking the talk, and I hope now we've been walking the walk. And I really hope, although I would really honestly love some feedback, if you don't think we are achieving that, I need to know. I personally need to know about it, because I've got some what's called KPIs, some key performance indicators with the team that I expect us to be hitting. And as long as we're hitting them, I'm comfortable. But I want to hear from you guys that you feel comfortable that we're hitting them. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I hope this is the first of many Q&As that we do. I hope you've seen that I've been quite happy to be really open and transparent with people. While I'm on Crafters TV shows, I'm happy to answer the questions about that show and the products on that show and everything. But if it's bigger, wider company stuff like what we've talked about tonight, then I'm happy to do them in a forum like this. I think this has been a great way to chat with everybody, to let you know where we're at. I'm sure we'll get loads more comments on this video with people asking other questions. The team will continue to collate them, and I'll get them to plan another one of these in the not too distant future so that I can update with any other questions. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been lovely talking to you, even though you kind of weren't on the end of the phone. And I'm sorry I keep knocking the phone and doing this. I won't do that anymore. That's really annoying. And I look forward to the next one.